Well, here we are for our second market update, and Brian Kelleher, James Rogers with Keller Williams Homewood, and we're mic'd up this time, so hopefully it sounds better than last time. So I wanted to kick things off by just asking, so what's your overall thoughts on the market? Not necessarily statistics, but just how does the market feel out there right now, the housing market?
Yeah, 2 weekends ago I did the first open house since the whole shutdown and everything, and I had a great turnout, but two different people came through, buyers who were super interested in the listing in the house, but they also had houses that they needed to sell first that weren't on the market yet, right. And they were nervous about putting it on the market because they wanted to make sure they could buy something in time.
Sure.
And so to me, that just speaks to the fact that sellers know, we know as agents, but sellers know that things are going quickly, there's strong demand, and things are getting gobbled up if they're priced correctly. That's how it feels to me right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to be a buyer out there right now.
True.
Yeah. Which that sort of leads into what I want to talk about in terms of just data from the market. So from the beginning of the year, for the downtown neighborhoods, and I mean, when I say downtown neighborhoods, Avondale, Crestwood, Forest Park, Highland Park, we've sold about 240 homes, so about 40 a month, and there's currently 57 homes on the market, which means we have about 1.5 months of inventory on the market, which is incredibly low. I don't know this for sure, but I want to say historically low. Typically a balanced market, meaning it's not really a buyer's market or a seller's market, is between 5 and 8 months of inventory, ideally 6 to 7. So anything below that is a seller's market. Anything above that is a buyer's market.
And we got 1 month.
Yeah, and we've got 1.5 months of inventory. So we're hard into a seller's market, and we have been for a while. And just to look at June, which you're not really supposed to do this when you're looking at inventory, but if you just look at the homes that sold in June and the number of houses on the market, so 84 homes are either under contract or sold just in the month of June this year, and we have 57. So that's less than a month of inventory. We're talking about like weeks of inventory.
Okay.
So it's just, it means, like you were saying, it's incredibly difficult to be a buyer right now, and it's very competitive.
Okay. Well, yeah, and to point to the Glen Iris Southside community where I live, average sales price in the month of June was $255,000. That's down 3% from June of last year. However, the more important indicator I feel like is dollars per square foot. And in June of this year, the average dollars per square foot of houses that sold is $163. That's up 4% from this time last year. And then also the average sales price to list price ratio, June of last year, sellers were getting 98.7% of their list price when they ended up selling. This year, this past June, sellers are getting 99.8% of their list price when they end up closing. So sellers are getting what they're asking for in today's market.
Yeah, it sounds like for the same house, the same square footage, they're getting more for it and getting closer to what they're asking for it.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to be a seller. In terms of the downtown neighborhoods, a lot of the numbers are kind of the same from last year. I mean, the number of homes that sold, the number of homes that listed, days on the market, they're all really close to what they were last year, but prices are up. And I think that's a symptom of the low inventory. Just the people are bidding on houses and it's pushing prices up.
Okay. Last comment on Birmingham in general. So all listings that were labeled City of Birmingham. Last month, I noted that it would dollars per square foot houses that have sold City of Birmingham. Last month, I noted that it was up 12% from last year. I thought that may be some kind of like fluke or something. This year, average dollars per square foot is up 15%. City of Birmingham.
Wow.
So it's continuing, like it's not a fluke. And I was trying to think about that. I feel like it's the communities that are appreciating that footprint is kind of expanding west of downtown, north of Crestwood, around those areas.
So like Bush Hills, Norwood, East Lake, just all those kind of outlying areas. There's now people are starting to go there because prices have gotten so crazy in town.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that about sums it up, right?
That's it.
Thanks for tuning in, and we have low inventory. We need houses to sell, so if you're thinking of selling your house, please give us a call. Brian Kelleher and James Rogers.
Thanks, everybody.
See you
Appreciate
next time.